Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. We want to say a particular thank you to our council members who are here bright and early despite being up very late last night. And so thank you for never pausing in your service to the people. Delighted to have you back. Yes, council members. Really honored to have to open today's conversation my friend Rick Williams, who is here, who's going to open with a little bit of a blessing and introduction. Many of you know Rick, but he is the president of the People of the Sacred Land as an integral part of what is a historic bond in many ways today. And so delighted to invite up Rick Williams to do an opening for us.
Hao medako yapi lelon betuki ata lila washtelo lakota imachi api tatanka huhaska na milahaska imachi api Rick Williams. Greetings, friends and relatives. My name is Rick Williams. I'm also known in Lakota as Tall Bull, and I'm going to open today with a prayer and a few comments after I pray. Please remove your covers. Wakantankan tukashala na taitopa na unchi mika. Lila unshi amialo. Lelam betu ki ata lila washtelo palamia tunkashala wopila tanka. Na ake toka hecha na wiam na wachasha hecha at lila washtelo tunkashala palamia yalo wopila tanka ho midako yasi. I greeted everybody in our language and said the prayer. Ask the Creator to bless each and every one of you in a good way, and our grandchildren and children in a good way. I think the sirens are because this is a historic moment, and they want to recognize that. Could you hold on for a second? I'm not a man of few words, and so this lecture will be about the Vibrant Bond, and it's going to take 3 hours. Okay, no, that's for reals now. Wow, this is a historic moment. For those of you who don't recognize the historic nature of what's happening today, in the Vibrant Bond, when it is passed in November, Denver will be the first city, first state to reverse the impact of Manifest Destiny by creating an embassy for people whose this is their homeland to come back and be a part of their homeland again. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank all of the council people, and special thanks to Stacy Gilmore and Jamie Torres, who've been very helpful in helping me learn about this. I'm going to turn it back over to our brilliant, beautiful mayor.
Wow. Yeah, I've never been described that way before. Of all the things I've been called, not that. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. This morning we stand shoulder to shoulder supporting the Vibrant Denver Bond. And this bond is a commitment to maintaining and preserving critical infrastructure and preparing and planning for the generation of Denver that's yet to come. And we are delighted to do both of those. And so you will hear today, and you'll see today, stories about every one of the individual projects that community members have been working on for years or months to get to this day, to hear the stories of council members who've led to represent key projects in their districts and around the city, each of which will make a critical step forward in making the city safer, making it more vibrant, making it more joyful, and making it a place where you can see yourself and your family for generations to come. I want to say a little bit about that. Obviously, bonds are critical opportunities for us to maintain the core infrastructure that we have. That means rehabbing the rec centers that we love, rehabbing the places that people love to gather, whether that's improving parks or tennis courts. That means paying attention to the roads and the bridges that are safe ways for you to get to and from work and home and to meet your friends and family. It means core investments for the future. It means building new parks and new playgrounds and new rec centers and new skate parks and new libraries, all of the things that allow us to grow. It means making sure we have health clinics in your neighborhood where you can get access to health care. It's making sure that we have housing that is affordable. All of the core components of infrastructure that make this a city where people love to live, love to visit, and love to work. I want to say a number of thank yous to the folks that are here, and I want to let a number of the leaders that are here with us share their stories as well. Obviously, the first and most important thank you is to our City Council, who last night stayed up late to be able to hear all the feedback from community and pass with overwhelming support the referral for the voters to be able to weigh in on this vibrant bond. So to City Council, we want to say our first and deepest thank you. We want to thank the more than 7,000 Denverites who raised their voices and gave us their ideas around their preferred projects in their neighborhood. We had an incredible more than 50 public meetings around the city for folks to be able to share and raise ideas. It was great to be at tables where you saw people birthing big ideas together and then staying at them to see them now show up on a bond package that will go to voters this November. We want to thank our committee members, and particularly our executive committee members, who helped bring together the feedback of those 7,000 Denverites into a package they presented to us and to the council. Moa is here today. Kayla Garcia is here today from our executive committee. Mayor Federico Pena is here from our executive committee. Mary Wynn, who also helped host us today from Olive and Finch, is here. Obviously, our council president is here. Happy Haynes is here, who served on our executive committee. Nicole Doheny, our CFO, and the council president. Anybody I missed, council president? Can we give a huge round of applause for that executive committee? There is no harder task than taking $6 billion of great ideas from residents and having to find a way to fit that into $950 million of priority packages. And so really grateful for them for their work and their leadership. And I want to thank every one of our city employees who came out to community meetings, who answered questions, who helped work on design and process for these projects, and who will be the ones, if we are successful, that will be committed day in and day out to making sure we deliver these projects on time and under budget. Thank you. Yeah, you can clap for that. There is much to be excited about today, and I think in the stories of every one of these projects, you'll see a big part of the city's history and a big part of the city's future, both where we've been and where we want to go, both what we've built that we want to maintain and what we dream that we can build anew as new places of joy and gathering for Denverites to say, aren't I lucky to be a part of this community? We feel incredibly lucky to be a part of this community this morning, and so grateful for all the support that have gotten us here, and we know now the work just begins. Now is the opportunity for us to be able to go to every neighborhood in the city, have conversations about what's possible and why we think this is a great investment for Denver's future. I would love to introduce my friend, my colleague. No one has worked harder to get this package to today than our council president, Amanda Sandoval, who not just helped lead the council's process to get through, also helped lead the executive committee, also helped hold more than dozens of public meetings herself, and has been an amazing ally to try to get us to a win-win opportunity for the city. Please welcome the hardest working woman in show business, Council President Amanda Sandoval.
Good morning, everyone. So what an exciting morning, and lots of hard work has gone into this package. And Denver deserves the very best, and the Vibrant Bond is a bold commitment to the investment in the future, not just for today or tomorrow, but as I often say, and my grandpa taught me, the next 7 generations. These are the kinds of decisions that define who we are and what kind of city we want to be. We will see and feel the impacts of these investments in the streets and the bridges we drive and walk and bike on every day, in the pools and the rec centers where families gather and neighbors build lifelong friendships, and in the everyday details we might not always notice, like better lighting that makes our parks feel safer, or upgraded HVAC systems that keep our libraries warm or cool in the winter. I'm especially proud that in this bond includes long overdue improvements to West 38th Avenue. I grew up one block off of 38th Avenue. Spent most of my life driving up and down 38th Avenue in District 1. And when I started as a council aide in 2012, yes, I've been with the city for a while, I remember Councilwoman Montero talking to me about the importance of 38th Avenue in Northwest Denver and how it's the spine. And I am so grateful to my colleagues and the mayor that finally 38th Avenue, this corridor, is in dire need of upgrades to make it safer for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers, and it is in this package. In this bond, it's not just about dollars or infrastructure. Remember, we're doing this for the people. And I want to sincerely thank the community members who showed up to meetings, submitted feedback, pushed for better outcomes. Because of your time and your ideas and your advocacy, the bond reflects a community-led vision that Denver wants and Denver needs. Thank you to Mayor Johnston, my fellow colleagues, for working hand in hand to ensure these investments touch every part of our city. As I mentioned, this Vibrant Denver bond package will bring transformative improvements to the parks, our kids play, the streets, and the safety upgrades that make our neighborhoods feel more secure. And remember, we're doing this all without raising taxes. These investments are not just for us. They're for my children, they're for your children, they're for our grandchildren, and the generations of Denverites who will call Denver home long after we as leaders are done working on this. This is more than just a list of projects. It's a promise to our residents, to our neighborhoods, and the generations yet to come. And now it is my honor to introduce my colleague, Councilmember Watson.
Thank you so much, Council President Sandoval, for all of your work and your leadership and rounding up the cats, City Council, and keeping us focused on the importance of this. I want to thank Council President Pro Tem as well for your leadership, Councilmember Torres and Councilmember Gilmore. All of you, in so many ways, have led this process and allowed us to really make sure that this bond is the best package of ideas from our community. I was ecstatic until 1 o'clock, riding my bike furiously down here to be with you, to celebrate. Let's all remember that our neighborhoods need and want. I'm proud to have worked with the mayor and my fellow council members to advocate for our community and ensure we're meeting their expectations. The bond isn't just about buildings and infrastructure, as Council President said. It's about equity. It's about making sure every neighborhood, every resident benefits from Denver's growth. From affordable housing to cultural spaces, the Vibrant Denver Bond projects reflect our values of inclusion, access, and opportunity. In the fine District 9, I'm especially excited about the Blair Caldwell Library. I want to thank Mayor Webb and his leadership in really pushing this forward and making sure this is a priority for all of Denver. The Blair Caldwell African American Research Library and Museum renovation, a project that preserves the legacy of Denver, Black community, while modernizing the space for future generations. It's about honoring our ancestors while creating a space that continues to educate, inspire, and uplift. I want to share a little bit about some additional projects in case folks aren't familiar with some of the really great work that's going to be done in this bond when the voters vote yes in November. Improvements to the R.E.P. Taylor Senior Center in Montbello. Updates to the Denver Animal Shelter to make sure we can continue to provide adequate care and veterinary support for animals. Funding for maintenance, yeah, give a woot woot to that. Funding for maintenance of our cultural treasures, including the Denver Zoo and the Museum of Nature and Science. A joint training center for first responders and safety personnel, which is what Denver needs to stay competitive in hiring and training the best firefighters, police officers, and sheriff's duties who will serve our communities with respect, integrity, and expertise. This is our city, our time, and our collective legacy. Thank you for believing in Denver's future, everyone here on the stairs and everyone that's listening that will be voting in November. I would now like to introduce Moa Halley, Bond Executive Committee member and CEO of Sky Blue Builders.
Thank you for the introduction, Councilmember Watson. I want to first start by thanking our beautiful mayor, Council President Sandoval, the city council members, and my fellow committee members. This executive committee, we spent weeks, months talking about these bonds. It was supposed to be a couple hours a week, but it was 3 to 4 days a week, including weekends. And so we came together. You're not so beautiful. But in the end, this group that is made up of representing a diverse part of our community came together in spirit of collaboration, which is Denver. This bond is more than just infrastructure. It's a statement about who we are and where we're going as a city. At a time of federal uncertainty on a weekly basis, our leaders of this great city are giving us certainty with this bond. We're making critical decisions that will shape the daily lives of Denver residents, from safe streets and modern libraries to accessible parks and cultural spaces. One of the most powerful processes, and many have talked about this, is that 7,600 people participated through surveys, town halls, and neighborhood meetings. The executive committee reviewed every project, not just through technical lenses, but through lens of equity, sustainability, and impact. I'm proud of the process, proud of this package we put forward, and most importantly, proud of the people of Denver who showed up and made their voices heard. Now we look forward to voters having the final say this November and delivering a strong, more vibrant Denver for generations to come. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have a couple minutes where we're happy to take questions. I can, or executive committee members or council members, if there are questions folks have. All right, I guess our work is done here. Okay, yes.
I want to hear a little bit more about the training center, and then I know there was a lot of discussion about affordable housing and that money, and there were some questions about it being vague. I'd like to hear specifically what that pool of money is doing.
Great. Is there someone, do one of you all want to talk about training center? Sure. I'm going to bring the fire chief up and let him talk about the training center, because they've been working on this idea for maybe 10, 15 years. 19 years. Step right up. Your show.
First, thank you for the question and opportunity. The Joint Training Center is something, oh, sorry, Desmond Fulton, Chief Denver Fire. Again, thank you for the opportunity to answer the question. This particular training center is something that we've been looking for decades. And the benefit to the community is going to be numerous. Number one, it allows us as firefighters, sheriffs, and police to train together. We are often on scene together, and there's a lot of opportunities to be better in those types of environments and situations. The second thing is to allow the community to be part of this. We held a gathering this summer, and it was actually the 10th year of the Youth Leadership Camp. And this Youth Leadership Camp allows us to bring boys and girls from the city and surrounding cities, not including Denver, but to get a chance to see what we do day in and day out. And it helps us with our recruitment opportunities so that our departments get a chance to show the community and the youth in our communities what these types of careers are and the benefits that we have with able to interact with people in their darkest moments and make their moments a little bit brighter in those times. Finally, this will allow us to attract the best. Not that we don't have that now. We have incredible men and women that work in the Department of Safety, but allowing them, us to recruit better, just like a football team. You know, the CU Buffaloes, they're not great because of who they are. They're great because of their leadership. They're great because of the opportunity they have when they bring these folks to the facilities to see what they have and to show that we are supported. We're supported by our mayor. We're supported by our city council. We're supported by our citizens because they deserve to have the best first responders to serve them in their darkest days. And with that, I'll turn it over to Sheriff Diggins.
I think Chief Fulton, Sheriff Elias Diggins, I think Chief Fulton said it very well. The only thing that I would add is we've been working on this since 2006 because our facilities were antiquated way back then. And what we'd like to do is show the community what we're working with today and the vision for what we'd like to see going forward. Thank you.
I can say a word about housing. One of the things we know is that it is harder and harder to be able to build housing and build affordable housing in the city. One of the biggest obstacles to that is land, is the ability to have land on which we can develop. And that's particularly important in neighborhoods where we're worried about gentrification, we're worried about displacement. If we let the market run on its own, those will always go to the highest bidder and working class families will be pushed out of those neighborhoods. And so this fund is an opportunity for us to be able to use dollars to acquire land that we can use to develop affordable housing on it. When we own the land, that means we can make the rules for what gets built on that site. We often can take some ownership in that project, as we would plan to do, and we can discount the price of the eventual construction. And so we think in many of our communities in transition, one of the most important things we can do is step in, acquire land, and protect it for long-term affordability, and that's what we would prioritize with these dollars.
Ballot? Will it be a series of questions? I know that can be a little confusing sometimes to voters.
A great question. This will show up as 5 individual measures. I don't know the numbers yet that will be assigned, but the law requires us to separate bond issues by category, and so they'll appear in 5 different categories. One will be on health and safety, one will be on infrastructure, one will be on housing, and so you'll see each of them by category of expenditure. So there'll be 5 linked votes. We'll push for yeses on all of them. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all for being here. We'll have a group photo. If you want to talk to any other of the experts here or members who have led individual community projects, please grab them. Everyone here is an expert. Everyone here is an advocate. Really excited to get out onto the streets to talk to Denver about what's possible with this Denver bond. Thank you all so much. Great to see you.